No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I put in probably like 60 games of that guy, and I was like losing in platinum.
Okay. Right. Okay. Gotcha. You're like not the champ for me. Okay. Here we go. So what do you think you did? Like, where do you think it all went wrong in the early game?
I can't see it.
Oh yeah. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, cool.
But like,
where did I go wrong?
Yeah, where
I
do you think it
took
went
too much damage on first waves.
Too much
from her
damage from
passive.
what? From her passive, right?
Yeah.
And so
if I want to, that's why I didn't think I could get push. That and her Q wave clear is really good early, right? So I probably, if I had played that matchup without your input, I probably would have just let her push. Especially since we have Zach, who like I don't want to fight over Scuttle anyway if I can avoid it.
Right. But so what advantage do you have? Like, so what advantage do you have from starting items? So let's think about how the starting items interact in this matchup. So take me through it. T-Shield versus C-Pot. What advantage do you have, and what advantage does she have?
If we're in lane for a really long time, I've got a nice advantage, and also if we take like an all-in. But if it's like anywhere in between,
yeah, like first few levels, she'll probably have an advantage, right?
Yeah.
So the most important thing is like being willing to take some damage, but not taking free damage. So let's watch how this lane plays out. And I mean, you know her passive, right? Like,
yeah,
every so often, like you feel when it's coming up, whatever. So whenever her passive is up, she has to choose between autoing a minion and autoing the wave, right?
Right.
Right. So
I guess I should just drop CS, and then she'll drop CS until she decides she's passive. Otherwise, I'll just keep the push.
But right here, this is when you know that you can get the push. Because what is she? So tell me if you see what she does incorrectly here. And this is why you can get the push. Maybe in some matchups, like if you're versus like Nuggery or someone or Khan, like Poppy will get the push, right? But I'm telling you, almost always in solo queue, if you just play the level 1 correctly, and most like semi-even matchups, you will get the push even when you shouldn't. That's what I'm telling you to play for pusher. Okay, so like, what does she do wrong immediately? What has she already done wrong?
She walks away. If she just walks into passive and walks up and stands in wave, I can never contest push.
And she should queue the wave, right?
Yeah, I think she could hold. Queuing is fine as well. But like if she just walks forward, picks up shield, and stands on her melees and starts autoing, yeah.
Right, but like
I should have just moved to shield for
exactly right
because that was she could have just secured.
She should have autoed, queued, walked down to the shield, right?
Boom, already over.
Yeah, but she doesn't do that, right?
Right.
But you still let her pick up the shield. This should never happen, right?
That's true. And then here I should just back away. I know she doesn't have E, so
we take a free queue, right?
Yeah, I kind of thought that passive shield was gonna end earlier, but it's not a good trade anyways.
But it's just like what I was talking about before we got into the game. I said, okay, whenever you walk up to her, she's gonna queue you, right?
Yeah.
So you have to play on her range and bait out her queue, and then that's your time to trade, right? So
I think I didn't respect the first part of Q enough. Like I thought more of the damage was in second, but I really just can't afford to get hit by the first part either. So like here, you see I'm waiting for E. So right when Q comes down, I E and I want to take the trade, but she's in her minions, so I can't extend it anyways. And her passive was still up. So
but it's fine because what can you do after you E if you don't want to hit her? You can hit the minions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So E-ing to dodge the Q is still a win for you, and just start hitting the minions because you have a range advantage over here, right? Like your E gives you extra range. So whenever if she turns around, that's when you know she's gonna queue. So like watch this, right? So she's walking here, and then she turns right, okay? And then whenever her character turns around again, that's what she's gonna queue. Right? So like, you just have to be watching for it and be ready to E.
I was trying. I was
okay. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. 60 MS XD. But even this is okay, right? But what's the next thing that you have to watch out for?
Level up?
No, not quite.
Passive.
Her passive, right? Her passive is about to come up, right? So we shouldn't. She's running at you, right? She's showing her intention, right?
Yeah, but this is fine because like, actually, what if she just throws Q at minions there and then just waits? I mean, she's dropping CS and I'm dropping CS, but she gets pushed.
Right. So, but that like make her play it correctly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yes. That's how she should play it perfectly, right? But don't make it easy for her, right? Because what will most people do whenever they have passive up and they see their minions dying and they're running at you with Q? What are they gonna do?
And they'll probably just dip and get the minion.
Yeah, they'll probably just auto the minion, right?
Yeah.
That's what everyone does when they play Poppy, right? Sure, if he's playing perfectly, right? Like I said, like if he's playing
That's
perfectly,
actually why I walked forward. I thought for sure he goes for minion, but then I scuffed it because I went too early, so he actually ends up winning out.
yeah, and also you're not using your resources well because look at this. So this entire time we have E, right? Look at the next time that we E. When is the next time that we E? We're still waiting. We haven't E'd. Now we E. Okay, so like cooldown economy. There's no downside to Eing earlier, right?
The issue I see is that if I use E and just try and start smacking wave, she can just walk up to me, and then I have to leave wave, and she just gets pushed, right?
Kind of, because this is where the skill in the matchup comes out. Because what you have auto attack range advantage over her, right?
Yeah.
So if you
cooldown advantage.
Yeah, and so if you space well and she's running at you, you can auto her and she can't auto you back, right? When she doesn't have passive. So this is where like you need to make them work for it to get the damage onto you. Because you should maybe have like you should probably have like 100 to 120 more HP in this lane already.
Right.
You know? And
I should really have just clicked on her too, and then I can see her passive coming up.
Oh yeah, I mean that works too.
Yeah.
If you can't keep it in your head, like if you don't just like if you're ever unsure, then yeah, just click on her, right?
Yeah, some of the more frequently played champs, I have a pretty good idea of their cooldowns in my head, but not Poppy.
Right. Okay, cool. And then let's so even though this lane state isn't the best, right? What advantage do you have?
Level. I mean, I push, so I'm gonna get level.
You're gonna get level 2 first, right? But you're level 2.
I feel like I can't contest the wave, so it's because I'm already low.
Like right here?
Right before I got hit by Q. I mean, this really puts a nail in the coffin, that last Q, I think. But, like, so after these minions clear out, I think I get these 2 casters and they meet.
So, yeah, so you shouldn't take that passive auto, right?
Right.
And then you shouldn't take this Q, right? But even so, if
right here, like, I feel like I can't contest push at all because if I walk up, I'm gonna hit by Q and then I'm like just out of the lane. And she has passive coming up, so I should stall until passive is down for sure.
Yep. But even though you take the damage, you still get level 2 first.
It doesn't matter because I'm making the mistake anyways ahead of time.
Yeah. So but the thing is that you have an advantage here, but you're not using your level advantage. You know what I mean? Like okay, so he has no passive, right? Try and bait out his Q.
So right here, I don't know if he goes W or E, and then I was saying, I mean, most poppies go E, right, for sure. But if she goes W here, and I try and EQ, I get stunned, and then she just gets a free auto on me and walks away.
Well, you'll be able to auto her back, but the thing is like, if that's your mindset, then you should never E ever in the lane, right? Because she'll just W you.
Right, that's how I felt.
Yeah, but that's just wrong because her W cooldown is like 20 plus seconds.
Way shorter. So I should just be willing to just if I juke the Q, jump in, so I'm not going to eat Q1, Q2.
Yeah.
And then play on the cooldown window for the push.
For sure. Yeah, because if she uses W, then you have 24 seconds to play around it, right? But if your mindset is, oh, okay, she might have W, so I can never E, then you're never going to E in the lane. You're just never going to E.
Yeah, and I'm just going to lose.
Yeah, exactly. So like that should like Poppy W is the most OP part of her kit, right?
Yeah,
like that's why people pick her, right? But but it's the same thing as your W. Your W is a 22-second cooldown, right? Her W is a 24-second cooldown. So that's why you have to be baiting out these cooldowns to win the lane, right? So it's just like right here, we have a level advantage, right? We could have kept our Q stacks up, right? But we're not leveraging our level advantage because like
no, I think right here I could have pushed for sure, especially when I see that E come down. Yeah, how did I not get pushed after that?
Yeah. We should have kept our stacks.
I got the HP from level lead, and my D shield is still keeping me alive.
Yeah, but it's just like we're not queuing. Like this entire time, we didn't queue her, right?
Yeah, this is where I start queuing for sure.
But like when she E's in here, that's illegal. No, just kill her, or not kill her, but queue her.
I should just hit wave.
Yeah, queue her and the wave right here, right?
I think I could have for sure got that push in actually.
Yeah, and then be ready for her Q, right? But it's just like we're not hitting her with our Q, and then we use Q on the wave, and we take another free Q. You know what I mean? It's like you've gotten hit by every single passive and every single Q in this lane, right?
I juked 1 Q.
Okay, sorry. You juked 1 Q. Okay, but besides that,
you're right though. You're right.
Yeah, so you should be way more healthy, right?
Yeah, and I still could have got the push there at the end too. When she goes in with her E on the minion like that, I mean, I think that just gave me the crash, but I didn't play it right there. And so if I have the extra 200, 300 HP there, it's just free.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't want us to blame the pick here, right? Because if you're playing Fiora,
Yeah.
if you're playing Fiora, usually you get pushed on Poppy early, right? As Fiora, like usually like Fiora can get
Yeah,
pushed.
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. She can't test level.
But if you get hit by every single Q and every single passive, like, you know,
yeah,
right.
I think with how Poppy played, for sure, I have the ability to crash this.
Right, and I'm telling you, like this stuff happens all the way until like pro. Even in like when I was playing Academy, people will still make these mistakes where they aren't playing the matchup correctly, and you just have to make them work for it. So I want your mindset to shift to I'm better than this guy, so I'm going to play the matchup to make him work for it, right? So like you don't have to throw your entire lane, right? Because like you can literally tell from level 1 that this guy is going to give you push.
Right.
Right? The way he plays this few seconds screams, I'm giving you push.
And I'm screaming, I don't want it.
You're screaming, I don't want it. Yeah, you're screaming, I want to get solo killed on the 3rd wave, right? So, do you get what I'm saying with all this?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I should be playing, even though Poppy in like a theoretically perfectly played lane shouldn't let me get push. I mean, she's not going to play to that level, so I should just go for it.
Yes.
If I want to get better.
Exactly. And 1v1s are going to help you with this, so I actually want to do some 1v1s with you.
Yes. I was actually going to ask you to do that, so
yeah,
perfect.
Okay, cool. Okay. And before we get into the 1v1s, we went really hard in these first few waves, but it's very, very important. But
yeah, well, because if you get the first 3 waves crashed, I mean, especially in this meta, it's just like such a big deal.
Yeah, because if your lane state is stable after the first few waves, like usually the game feels pretty smooth, in my opinion. Like
Fiora, Jax, and Trind, they can all play really hard for first 3 waves, and then you can either cheater for a nice item, or you can just go help with Crab. And so that's pretty much how I play the game right now. That's like my whole idea is winning first 3 waves.
Right. Okay. I want to talk about this situation right here. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're coming out of base, right? We can't go top because if Vayne is top, then Thresh is probably top, right? So Thresh goes top, and then we're making you play bot. Cool. Okay. So we see Lilia, right?
Right.
And look at the way she's moving when she's autoing the ward. When I saw it on the minimap, this is when I told you like you can fight on mid. So
yeah. I think I saw her location, was thinking she can flank me, but she has no reason to try and flank me.
Exactly.
I could just walk away.
And what is she doing after she autos the wave? What is she doing after she's moving up? Exactly. Right. So she is going to leave. That's her intention. Her intention is to leave.
Even if I did see her going, like, I mean, I guess I'd have to play little safer, but for sure they want to take those side towers. There's no reason to be mid for them.
Exactly. And there's no reason for your Zac to be bot, right? Like this play is already done. Yeah. So Zac should already be mid, right? But this is when, okay, so you see everyone on the map, you know exactly where they are, right? The Lucian is still vulnerable, right? Poppy is vulnerable, right? She's dying. She's doing what top laners do whenever there's lane swap situations. They die to dual lane. And you are being the smarter top laner. You're not going to the side lane tower, which is where you're going to die. I
would have gone to that side lane tower.
Yeah. But you're not. You're not, okay? Because you're the smarter top laner. Right. So you're mid lane, where you're supposed to be. And so Zac should be mid lane too. And this guy should be dead.
Yeah, if Zac hadn't walked bot for a sec there, like we would have been in angle for that.
But I mean, at least you get his flash.
I also, if I had just ghost immediately there,
you can probably chase him down, right?
Still catch him. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, this is still good. This is the right play, right?
No, this was a good play.
Yeah.
And we didn't even play it well, and it still is just like free window back into the game.
Yep, for sure. Okay, so real quick, what does the rest of your day look like?
I'm open for the rest of the day.
Okay, because I actually I scheduled coaching again with someone now, and so if you're okay with me doing coaching with him, coming back, we do some 1v1s in about an hour or so. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
Okay, cool. So I got this next coaching session, and then I'll come back. We'll do some 1v1s, and we'll go into a lot of first 3 wave stuff. Okay, does that sound good?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, thank you, man. I'll catch you in about an hour or so.
All right, see ya.
Peace.